Hi everyone, I'm Louisa and today we're going to be practicing forming sentences in the third conditional. Okay, so to start off today, have a look at this image here. Do you recognize this picture? If so, what is it? The Titanic. Well done. Okay. So what do you know about the Titanic? Let's brainstorm some ideas up on the board. Okay, so what happened? Hit an iceberg. Good. Okay. So the Titanic hit an iceberg. Okay, what else? Why? Why did the Titanic hit an iceberg? Maybe it was traveling too fast. Okay. What else? The lookouts didn't see the iceberg in time. Or maybe they didn't have any binoculars. Okay. Did everyone survive? No. There were not enough lifeboats. Okay. Anything else you can think of related to the Titanic? The rescue ship didn't arrive in time. Okay. Okay, so we know quite a bit about the Titanic. Now I want you to think how things might have happened differently if some of these events didn't occur. So for example, let's imagine the Titanic didn't leave Ireland. Okay. So what is the result? What would the result be? Okay. Good. Now, let's turn this information into the third conditional. How do we turn this information into a third conditional sentence? What do we start with? Which word do we start with? in the third conditional. If. Good. So if the Titanic what? Had not. Good. So we change it. If the Titanic had not left Ireland, it would not have sunk. Okay. It would not have sunk. So there's our third conditional sentence. Okay. So let's have a closer look at the form. The form of third conditional. So we start with if, plus, what do we call that? Had not. What type of tense is that? Past perfect, good. What then? Okay, then we need to use would or would not. Good. Plus, what is this? Have sunk. The past participle. Well done. So we've got if plus past perfect, would or would not, or might not. So would not have plus the past participle. So sink becomes sunk. So let's look at this sentence again. If the Titanic had not left Ireland, it would not have sunk. If we think about the reality, did the Titanic leave Ireland? Yes. Did the Titanic sink? Yes. So is this sentence real or imagined? Imagined. That's right. We know that the Titanic did leave Ireland and it did sink. Okay, so just another point to make. When we say would have or would not have, how do we contract it? Would have becomes would have. Okay. And what about would not have? What does that become? How do we shorten that? Would not have. Okay, good. Great work so far. Okay, so we've looked at the form. Now this is where we have a little test and we see how much you know about the third conditional. So let's do some examples together, and we're going to look at other situations, other events of things that happened differently. So the first one we've done, number 1, if the Titanic had not left Ireland, it would not have sunk, or it would not have sunk. Now this is where you pause the video and you're going to work through these sentences on your own. Once you've finished, you can press play again and continue the video so you can see the answers. Okay, so pause the video now. Great, welcome back. Okay, so now we're going to look at the answers. Number 2. So if we're looking at the form here, if the Titanic, we need to do past perfect, had, good. If the Titanic had travelled slowly, it would, or might have, it would have missed the iceberg. Okay, let's look at the next one, number 3. If the captain had listened to the warnings, he would have, past participle, been more careful. Or you could say he might have been more careful. Number 4. If the lookouts had seen the iceberg earlier, they would have told the captain in time to save the ship. If you're still following on and getting these answers right, well done. Number 5. If the Titanic had not hit the iceberg, it would not have sunk. Number 6. If there had been more lifeboats, fewer people would have died. And the last one, number 7. If the Titanic had not sunk, it would have arrived in New York. Okay, how did that go? I hope you were following along and got some of those answers right. But now we've got a question. Why? Why do we use the third conditional? I want you to answer this sentence for me. I want you to finish this for me, okay? We use the third conditional when. We use the third conditional when what? We use the third conditional when we want to speculate on about past possibilities. So there we have it. I hope you found today interesting, and I hope you learnt a bit more about the third conditional. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day.